Season 4, Episode 2, the RRT Boxing Show with your host Mr.A in 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. For those of the 726, welcome back. And the new to add to the 726, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time and support. The RRT Boxing Show, I'm your host Mr.A, the boxing rehab for us boxing junkies. So come on in. As you see by the topic, we are going to cover talk about the Belfast card with Michael Conlan and the Marcus Browne card in the States. There are a little boxing talk. I wanted to talk about the middleweight division, more of a Jamal Charlo in that factor, but then today's, I guess besides the Dillian White Vada thing, nice little noise today is the Canelo giving up the IBF belt for the Derevyanchenko fight. So gets a second crack at a vacant title. Not quite sure who it's going to be, but you know the IBF usually goes to two highest people. So that should be Golovkin. Now, considering DAZN makes the moves, they wouldn't clear that fight. Makes you wonder, are they gonna? They're paying Triple G a lot of money. They're gonna clear Triple G to fight Sergey. Because DAZN was what? Saying they approved Triple G and Kovalev for Canelo, and the report is DAZN really didn't have in favor of Sergey. Now you can say it goes to purse bid and it split the sides. They don't want Canelo going to a PBC in the purse bid to the Fox and Showtime. Can't do the whole thing. You can say that. Or talking that talk right here on the RRT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk That Boxing Show. You can say DAZN is betting on itself. Canelo, they didn't approve Canelo versus Sergey, knowing you strip of the IBF. Next in line is going to be Gennady Golovkin. He could beat Sergey. He'd get that IBF belt, and then perhaps, in their mind, they're thinking the Triple G and Canelo fight is bigger and better because Golovkin is champion again. That could be some ultimate business, minded thinking shit by declining that fight with Sergey. Because why won't you approve Sergey to fight Canelo when he's going to be mandatory to fight the same guy, your cheaper paying guy on it's your two highest paying people on your network is going to have to fight this guy that you wouldn't approve for one guy. Doesn't make sense. So there's got to be a reason behind it. So maybe like that, they're betting on themselves that Golovkin could beat Sergey, get the belt, make that fight look sexier. Whether the whole fights of the talks of Andrade and Canelo are true, it'd be nice. Now, that being aside, I said I was going to talk middleweights to start the show off before we talk about those cards. Jamal Charlo, you looking more and more, like I said, who is he gonna fight? And like that, I bring him up because of at number 8 in the WBC, you got Luis Aries. He's fighting Luke Keller. And then on the undercard you have Curtis Stevenson. I bring him up because he needs names. The only time you really heard Jamal Charlo was you start hearing about Willie Monroe again, but Willie Monroe fell out of the earth of every single organization. You look on BoxRec, he's suspended until March 2020. I couldn't find out why, but he's suspended to March 2020. So that kind of screwed any plans up that they were kind of slowly patching in a fight for Jamal Charlo. Number 1, Golovkin. 2, Jacobs. 3, Serzmida, Derenchenko, who they're sending out. They're betting that, hey, get the IBF, unify with Charlo. So they got a plan. They got, each network's kind of betting, like, hey, bring that belt. That really helped Jamal Charlo out if Sergey could get that belt and then Charlo lands himself a nice unification fight. That really put a fucking broad spotlight on a career that's always been saying that he needs. That he has the nice hype, he has the following, a nice unification. But a Sergey, I think people will favor Charlo to win that. Now who knows how Sergey's going to look against if it is Golovkin. But the Sergey that fought Danny Jacobs looked a little mobile. Looked like he could do something, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out the way of the straights rights long enough. It looked like he could put some combinations together that might trouble Charlo a little bit. But like I said, again, I bring up Charlo just for the fact that there's middleweights fighting this weekend, and who's he gonna fight? Like these middleweights that's fighting this weekend, even though they're like whatever fights, it means something to him. Like I said, Ruiz is number 8 for his WBC title. Again, 1, 2, Golovkin, Jacobs. I don't see those fights happening. 3, Serzmida. I don't know who that is. Derenchenko quickly just took one. He just took one. So that's not happening. Butler, he's high on the WBO and he's on the zone. He's under Golden Boy. So I won't be surprised if a Golden Boy and a Matchroom do a DAZN card filler with Butler and Andrade. Then you got what's that? Flacco? Is that how you pronounce that dude's name? Flacco at number 7. That's Golden Boy. I believe he's still with Golden Boy. At number 8, Ruiz. Endom. Number 10, Liam Williams. Can you imagine Jamal Charlo and Liam Williams? Shilucky, you're gonna recycle Shilucky again. Then you get the number 12, the rematch of Kobrov, or the draw with number 13, Aline. Number 14, a rematch with Hugo Santino, and number 15, Gabriel Rosado. So it's like, again, the fights this weekend. Luis Aries, number 8, and I bring up Curtis Stevens because it's a name. He's fighting Otto Wallin on the undercard. I believe Otto Wally or something. So it's like Jamal Charlo, he's going to be highly listening to the Sergey Derenchenko and the now reported by Boxing Scene and on Twitter sites. Canelo vacated the belt, so that's high news for the middleweight division. Charlo can get a belt, a unification, home. So you can consider networks. The zone, like I said, it has to be betting on itself, but so is PBC. Well, PBC's not really betting on itself. They just sending someone out there. It's the zone they're trying to strategize. They're trying to strategize for that Triple G belt. It's like they riding hard on that fight. They are riding so hard on that trilogy fight. You know, I just want to know is that fight gonna be that hot? Is it gonna pay off? You know, is we're gonna watch it because we're boxing junkies. You know, it's just like we'll watch the Pacquiao Mayweather too. We'll watch that shit. But just how will we feel? You know, we watch my Yorga come back. You know, so you know, that's just crazy. But you know me, if we're gonna talk middleweights, somehow fucking throw Jeff Horn in there. Go make some money, fight Jeff Horn. Charlo better fight fucking Jeff Horn. We're gonna, you know, can't talk middleweights without talking Jeff Horn. Go get paid, fight Jeff Horn in Australia, get that international money, international career fame. There, you gotta find a way to throw Jeff Horn up in the episode, man. Fuck that. Jeff Horn's the man. That dude is a low tier money maker, and people don't recognize that shit. Go fuck with Jeff Horn, fight his ass in Australia, fill up a stadium and shit. You know. So moving on, we will discuss the boxing in Belfast. You know, you got the return of Michael Conlan. I didn't know he. I guess I forgot he's the WBO Intercontinental Featherweight Champion. He's going for the WBA. So he's planning to go all around the world. You know, that's what the belts mean, the Intercontinental titles. You know, for those who stumbled across the show, we do talk about belts all the time. So him being the Intercontinental, he can hop from continent to continent. You know, but is he gonna? Does that mean he's gonna hold two organizations' intercontinental titles? You know, that means you can hop from a fucking continent to a continent. You know, you can fly, I should say. You know, not just drive over the border. No, you can start doing some world travel. So, you know, and that's kind of what he's been doing. He's been fighting some world low competition. And this guy, Diego Alberto Ruiz, 21-2. He should defeat this guy. But I am interested in the fact that what is Diego? I'm trying to look it up. These fighters, a lot of these what was it? I guess Chile, Panama. What is that called? Central American fighters. He's Argentinian. They come forward and they got a nice strong jab. This guy, from the fights I've seen him, he goes the distance, but he's confident. He's the one knowing he's the better fighter. Coming in there, he's hurting. He's throwing the punches with more affection on him. He's used to being the dominant one. How is he just going to fold on the pressure of the biggest stage of being Conlan in Belfast? Or is Conlan going to have to take it away from him? It's his defense. You know, when he throws punches, he's there to get hit. He's getting a little better. I think this is going to be his second fight with Booth. I think his second fight, maybe third. He's getting a little better. He stands. He's entertaining. He's getting, you know, stands, slugs. His punches look pretty on point. It just he's not like I said. He's improving. He's improving since I started the show. I've been real rough on him. You know, I don't think he's gonna make any noise still, but I'm like I said, I think he's a really good building block. You know, I don't think it's going to. His career is going to be built on heart and heart and guts. I guess he ain't going to the boxing Hall of Fame on skills. You know what I mean? He's a nice solid guy. Is how I see him. I unless he surpasses the ceiling I fucking cold heartedly set for him. I just like us, we're boxing junkies. We talk that boxing. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who sees that, but I'm willing to see is Diego Ruiz going to have to be taken apart or is he going to fold? Because all his fights, he's coming forward, throwing out the jab, throwing out the feint jab, coming with the hard right, coming with the hard two, going with the body shots. He's used to being the bully. And we saw with Cunningham, Jason Wilbang, and we also saw in some, I'm not Jason, Michael Wilbang. We also saw some fights where he's not doing the work like he should be doing more, and still, I believe he's. But I just said I was gonna say he's being carried along slowly, but listen to what I'm saying about him. He needs to be carried along. He can't be rushed. He's gonna get hurt. He's someone, But the fact that he has these belts and where is he ranked at in these rankings? Right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. We are talking boxing in Belfast. Michael Conlan taking on. I always got a concert because, I know my pronunciation of words ain't the best, and I was saying his name Colin, and some Irish people was like motherfucker, like I'm ad-libbing, but basically like fucking Mr.A. It's not Colin, it's Conlan. Conlan, you son of a bitch. So Michael Conlan. Where the fuck is Michael at? Number 5 for the WBO, and he's fighting for the WBA Intercontinental, and he is number 6. So number 6 and number 5. That's where he's ranked at. And of course his opponent. Diego Ruiz, number 13 for the WBO. Number 13 for the WBO. So this is the best fighting the best, Fed is Diego Ruiz. Well, it is of course it's a vacant Intercontinental. So only Michael could win that. Well, no, obviously so and so could win it, but he'll instantly get bumped in the rankings probably. But this will definitely help Michael in the WBA. Oh, he's the only one ranked, so that's why he's getting that fight. But you wonder why he wouldn't fight some guy who's double ranked. Like who's their double ranked guy over here? But hey, that's where the shit rolls. Hey. So I'm saying Michael should win this. I want to see Michael not be there to be hit after. He's good at doing a nice little body movement, slipping at the waist, changing levels. He's good at somewhat fucking with your rhythm, but he's there to get hit after he throws the shit. He never steps off to the side, and his head is he's not only is he there, he's there and squared up. So he's there to get hit a lot. So I'm seeing if he slides off after his combinations. If he could start doing that, then who knows what'll happen? Maybe some power, a little more oomph on his punches. He might be able to start breaking people down a little more. Because the fact that I think people are just sitting there firing off on him right back. You could throw. He's not getting hit at. I mean, he's not releasing a firepower as much. People just throw with this dude, and he's there. It stops his shit. He has to start all over on these people. But who knows? That's Michael Conlan, boxing Belfast. And to me, I started off with that fight because even though he's probably going to be the headliner, the return of Patty Barnes. I remember. See, I don't know Chris Jenkins and Patty Gallagher. I heard the name Patty Gallagher, but never covered him on the RRT boxing show. That is for the Commonwealth and welterweight title. So there will be a post-fight reaction of that because I will see this card on ESPN Plus. So no post-fight breakdown of that. I mean, no pre-fight breakdown of that fight, but there will be a reaction. So stay tuned for the RRT boxing of that. But for the Luke Keeler and the Ruiz Aries fight, the second appearance for Luke Keeler on this fight. But yeah, Patty Barnes returned. Back to old Patty. Back to Patty. I just jumped from jump to jump, but Patty's taking some rough ones. This would be interesting. A 6-rounder against, I don't know, Joel Sanchez. Everyone's gonna be watching that to see. It's incredible that a 5-2 guy is getting so much attention. People are gonna be watching that fight. Now back to Luke Keeler. Stay on point. Mr.A right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support. Luke Keeler taking on Ruiz Aries. This, again, folks, is a middleweight bout that's you pay somewhat attention to because that division, the champions are kind of tied up. It's the zone or nothing, and everything is kind of how you gonna break through. And so these names, the fact that the champions are so tied up, they're gonna need fights. If they're not crossing the old network path, they need fights. Who they can get. Number 5 for the WBO champion, Andrade, is Luke Keeler. Luke Keeler's right there. He's fighting, and then like I said, you got WBC number 8, Ruiz Aries. So you got ranked fighters fighting. 13 for the IBF, Luke Keeler. So what are these guys supposed to do? Just sit down and chill because the champions aren't getting the fights they want? Like, fuck it. We're going to earn our shot to fight you whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, just drop the fucking belt and let us fight for it. Until then, we're going to do what we got to do to get you in the ring. Because right now, you're just trying to pick your way to a money fight career, ain't staying active, trying to pick a fight. These guys are fighting each other. So don't be surprised if, like I said, you find Ruiz Aries getting another title shot against Jermall Charlo because he's been active. He's fighting ranked fighters, whether you give a fuck about the fight or not. It's within the rules. It's what you got to do. And it's actually, as a boxing junkie, which we are. That's why you're here. This is the Boxing Rehab, the RRT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show. You're here because you want to talk boxing. You want to get your fix. You want to hear boxing. It's not that bad of a fight considering it's about what? C+ fighters who achieve name recognition because of their effort. They got a little bit of talent. But I would say what? If you was to really rate these guys, they're in the C bracket. You would say they're C fighters. Ruiz Aries, a domestic states fighter. Luke Keeler, a domestic fighter. What has Ruiz Aries done? A USABA belt, USBA belt. He had a chance for the WBO Latino belt, had a draw. So as you can say, Ruiz Aries is a nice domestic states fighter. And you got his opponent, Luke Keeler, making a second appearance right here on the RRT Boxing Show. What kind of shrapnel has Luke been draped with? He lost the WBC International. That's a higher belt than Ruiz Aries ever fought for. He won the WBO European middleweight champ against Comrade. That's the fight that Luke Keeler made his appearance on the WRT boxing show. I bet against him. You know, I didn't think he'd pull that fight off, but he's fought. So Ruiz Aries said he's been on bigger stages, bigger spotlight, but in boxing, while you could say, yeah, he fought the bigger names, but he's been in the ring. But what did he do against Daniel Jacobs? He didn't do shit, you know. So like, oh, I fought him. Nah, he was in the ring. You didn't really fight him, but hey, it's on your paper, it's on your resume. But as far as strapnel and being on the moment, the spotlight, you can actually say Luke Keeler had more. He fought for higher recognized belts within the organizations. He won them, defended them, you know. So you can definitely say, as far as accomplishments in career wise, Luke Keeler gets that check mark. I know it sounds weird, but the name recognition because it states, you know. But looking at the strap, if you just want to talk that talk, you know, right here on the RRT Boxing Show. As far as these attributes of these two fighters of this 10-rounder, you got age-wise 32 and 29. Luke Keeler being the elder. But that age in boxing is, you know, boxing is like just like 4 ages is the same age, like 30, like 29 to like 33 is like this almost like the same age and shit. Like, you should be the same. 29, 32, orthodox fighters, 5'10" and a half, 5'11". The half goes to Lewis. 18-1-1 and 9 KOs for Lewis. 16-2-1 with 5 KOs for Luke. So like I said, very decent record for some nice C-level, hot, domestic. But there's still probably world fighters, but you know, high. I guess you want to say these are what, like B plus, A minus domestic fighters. You know, they are as good as they probably come domestically wise. Or you can say they're, if you're talking domestically, like I said, Ruiz Aries is probably what, a B in a states fighter, a B. And Luke Keeler domestically, probably, like Ireland, he's probably a B, A. But like I'm talking about like a European domestic, he's probably a B minus, I would think. I think, you know. I'm gonna go with, because to me they both, it's gonna be interesting because they both throw with intentions. They both wanna hurt. They both wanna win the fight by overtaking it from you. They want to take the fight from you. Ruiz Aries want to walk you down and break you down in the body wise. I think Luke Keeler just wants to hit you. You know, from what I've seen, you know, he throws his shots with some intentions to hurt you, hit you. Because I haven't seen him much. I've seen like 3 fights of him. Ruiz Aries, Jacobs didn't do much. Rosado is what we know of Ruiz Aries. You know, if he gets you against the ropes, he'll let his hands go. He has a nice outside jab. He knows how to do distance, the body stab. He's a decent boxer. To me, he should box more, but he always tries to bang. I think if he's a boxer more, he might have to box Luke. If he somehow flips the script and just stays really behind the jab, I think he'll surprisingly win a little easier in this fight. But this is a tough fight. This is a really, really equal, domestically nice fight. Luke Keeler, as I said, he's a good pressure fighter. These guys are both a little. I'm dirty, but I pretend I'm not dirty. They each, you know, got their thing. Luke Aries does his head, you know, borderline with the belt shots. Luke Keeler, he knows how to hold you down. Uh, they're both very borderline aggressive fighters. If because Luis Aries, I said surprisingly he might win if he sticks it to the outside boxing, but his strong point is getting him against the ropes, and Luke Killer showed he's pretty decent at spinning off the ropes. He knows how to do it. I don't see him getting stuck too often on the ropes. If he can survive getting knocked out by a body shot, I'm gonna go with Luke Kaler to pull this off. He might do some little movement, but man, Luis Aries sound like I've been on the bigger stage. But like I said, as far as fighting for Strapnu and defending it, Luke Kaler, I'm gonna go with Luke Kaler on this one. Like I said, if he can survive a body shot knockout, I got him winning a split decision. That's how I got that fight going. If he can survive a body shot knockout, Luke Keeler on split decision. Now, as far as that is the card, like I said. See what poor Patty Barnes gonna do. See what old Patty's gonna do. I don't know about Chris Jenkins and Patty Gallagher, but there will be a post-fight, a fight reaction. What I was trying to say. I need to get a cup of water. I had to cut that out real fast. Now, so moving on to the New York card on Fox USA over here in the States. I don't know how around the world you guys see this fight, whether a streaming device or someone picks it up, YouTube. But over here in the Fox USA, again, like the Belfast card, this card, it's not the card of cards, but it has some names on it with some fights for these fighters to move them pretty good into a next fight or two away. Curtis Stevenson's nowhere ranked. Again, Jamar Charlo has. We went over the list. Anyone on that list does not bring the name recognition or a crowd a crowd pass as a Curtis Stevenson. If you knocking out Curtis Stevenson, the crowd would go, okay, you know, the casuals could be buying him as a knockout artist, you know, and it just again, even though he's a little inactive, his name still brings more attention than anyone. So him fighting on this undercard, if he can knock out a guy who's never been knocked out, they're gonna sell that as a possible opponent for a champion who needs a fight. So we'll watch that fight. And then, of course, you have the Adam Navalki and Chris Arreola, who, again, see, I wish there's a little more. I try to look up the New York, or not the New York, but the California State Athletic Commission. They suspended Willie Monroe to 2020, but you can't really find why. And here it says New York suspend indefinitely, but you know New York is strict on that medical shit, that the health ever since Homeboy died in the ring. So you know why New York does it, but still couldn't find out why California out of nowhere suspended Willie Monroe. But no belt on the line for this Arreola. No like interim, no silver, no mid. So, but you figure it is a nice. It's a. Well, Arreola already said, hey, I lose this, I'm retiring. So it's nothing more for him. One last pushback. It'd be a great fucking dusting off the dust fight if he gets this victory against Adam Rocky. Because Adam Rocky's coming out here just blasting through people. He's literally he's doing what Ruiz did to AJ to his opponents. You know, Spilka blasted him out. Clottey wore him down. Charles Martin, he was aggressive. You know, he was pretty aggressive. He ate a lot of punishment, but he was very aggressive. He was hitting Washington. He took out. What does Arreola got left? That's what we all figure in this fight. What does he got left? But there's no way he's not gonna fucking just six. They're both 6'3" with a 76-inch reach. So Arreola is known for having a pretty good power. 33 knockouts out of 38 fights, 19. But to me, Adams' knockouts are wearing you down, just shot after shot after shot after shot. I think we can all agree on the knockout difference of these fighters. Is Arreola just gonna go for broke within the first 4 rounds? If he doesn't do it in the first 4 rounds, he's just gonna get fucking swallowed up by Adam, and that's what I think is gonna happen in the fight. I got Adam beating, just overloading with punches, plummeted at him. You know, ref's gonna stop it. I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. You know, I don't see Chris getting caught like Stavern caught him from Adam. I just see just his normal record, just punch after punch after punch. The referee gonna stop it. Chris is just gonna be taking a lot of punches at this state of his career. Be shocking if Chris just fucking comes like that. In the first 4 rounds, Chris, to me, that's his only shot, just to come out and just absolutely just try and bang the fuck out of fucking Adam and get him out of there. Throw fucking nothing but heat rocks. Put his ass on the moon. First 4 rounds, if he can't do it, try in the 5th and get knocked out. Shit. As far as the headliner, Sir Marcus Browne and Jean Pascal. The fucking press conference. Number 28. One of the most talented running backs to ever put his hands on football. Marshall Faulk. Yeah. Now, Sir Marcus Browne and Jean Pascal. The silver, the WBC silver, and the interim WBA. So, considering, that's a little, people don't talk about that. So, if Bivol, no wait, that's light heavyweight. I'm tripping. Sorry. Bivol. If Bivol decides to drop down to 168, Marcus becomes the champion. And what? He's got to be next for that fucking the unification bout between Bivol and Bosdick. Being there's no reason for an obvious rematch, So Marcus Browne, if he could fucking just stay in a boxing ring, damn, man, right? That's all everyone's gonna be saying about this guy. Considering fucking Pascal bringing up wigs and calling him a fucking woman beater at the... He's a woman beater! Calling him a fucking woman beater. Pascal, he's a good shit talker, but it comes off so fucking corny and just, it misses the point because of his accent and he speaks English, but the flow of his English says choppy. But the dude can talk shit with the best of them. It loses its punch and glory because of the English, the barrier. If his English flowed real well, he'd be a pretty damn good shit talker. But I said it in the Bivol fight. I thought Pascal was done. They brought it up again in the Pascal. He's taking a lot of shots. He's throwing it's almost scary to watch Pascal. He throws himself off balance when he throws. He looks dazed in the eyes during his fights. And with everything happening recently in boxing, people dying, just really health wise, Again, I'm gonna go with the opponent of John Pascal whooping his ass. Now, again, Pascal somehow found a way to survive 12 rounds with Bivol. Ate a lot of punches up on the gloves. Um, Smothered Bivol. Got lucky that Bivol kind of smothered his own work, just throwing the same combination over and over at gloves, not taking a chance of moving. But I see Marcus Browne being a little more at uh, what's that, mobility on his feet. You know, being able to turn, throw a body hook while Bivol stayed in front of Pascal, so that cover up won't be as good. I think Marcus will be able to dig to the body more. But the thing is, can he knock out Pascal? That dude knows how to survive. That's the question I'm having. Marcus Browne didn't say he was going to knock out him. He said he's going to hurt him and beat him. So I'm going with a decision, a nice unanimous decision. He's like he said, he's going to do what he said. I ain't going to promise a knockout. I'm just going to hurt him and beat him. So he's going to, yeah, I'm going with the hurt him and beat him. Again, now this card, again, is going to be interesting. Because we kind of know, well, honestly, on the Belfast card, I don't know who the commentaries are going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a Belfast card and we're getting the state coverage commentary of Ward and Bradley and them. I don't know. Or are we just going to have American commentaries, period, at a different time slot? Or are we getting the European commentary team? So that's either way, I'm kind of fine with that. But on the RRT boxing show, you know, Mr.A has a love for that Fox, that ugly ass mess of a commentary team of Goosen and Lennox Lewis. And did I always forget that dude's name? I always forget the glue guy. But man, that's a what they say, beautiful car wreck, a lovely train, whatever. But that's a mess. It's their commentary team's all over the place, but I love it. It's all their fuck ups, the replays that don't match the commentaries that they're trying to say. As you can see, this punch and it's never comes. So it's going to be interesting night of listening to those guys talk these fights. I don't see the Marcus Browne fight being much, so it's going to be interesting to hear Goosen and Lennox Lewis try to make something of that fight. And that's about it for that one. That is a RRT boxing show. This is your host, Mr.A. Ready, talk that boxing. Thank you for your time and support. Season 4, Episode 2.